Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome. I, Mrs. Manali Patil Save, coordinator at the Department of Computer Science, on the behalf of Chikitsak Samuhas, Sir Sitaram and Lady Shantabai, Patkar College of Arts and Science, and Vidyavardhini College of Commerce and Economics, would like to welcome you all for the sponsored international webinar, Research in IT, Internet of Things, where innovation meets reality. I would first like to give you the brief introduction about our college. Our college was established in 1964. The college has various aided and self-financed courses at the undergraduate and postgraduate levels, along with the diploma and certification courses. We are an autonomous college affiliated to the University of Mumbai. We are proud to mention that our college has received several awards. We also got the approval to start with the PhD. Our college is also an ISO 9001-2015 certified and DBT Star Scheme awardee. We are also an achiever of India's Education Excellence Award 2018 from Berkshire Media, USA. In April 2020, as per Education World India College Ranking for 2020-21, we hold 45th All India rank and 10th in the state of Maharashtra. Now, we at the Department of Technology and Department of Computer Science conducts many workshops, seminars, conferences at university, state, national, and international levels for students, teachers, industry professionals, and researchers. Our department is affiliated with the Computer Science Society of India as an institutional member. Now, let me welcome the presence of our Honorable In-Charge Principal, Dr. Teresa Joseph, and Honorable Chief Education Officer, Dr. Mala Khan. I would also like to note the presence of Chief Coordinator, Mrs. Ruchita Dalvi, Coordinator of Department of Information Technology, Mrs. Namrata Kaule Shinde, Co-Coordinator of Department of Information Technology, Mr. Chayan Bhattacharjee, and Pooja Shinde. Let me also welcome to all the faculties members of the Department of Information Technology and Computer Science. And thank you very much to all the viewers who are watching us live across the globe. Now, I would like to introduce to our beloved Honorable In-Charge Principal, Dr. Teresa Joseph. Dr. Teresa Joseph holds MPhil and PhD in botany. Ma'am has received Young Scientist Award from NASA, National Environmental Science Academy, in 1989. Dr. Joseph has published more than 40 research papers in reputed journals. Dr. Joseph is a life member of many reputed journals. Ma'am worked as a joint coordinator and subject expert in the tree census program of Brihan Mumbai in 1999. Now, I may call upon our in-charge principal, ma'am, to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Manali. Good morning, all of you. On behalf of Chikitsak Samuha's Patkar-Varde College, I welcome you all to this RUSA-sponsored international webinar on research in IT, Internet of Things, where innovation meets reality. Chikitsak Samuha's Patkar-Varde College is a prime institution in the western suburbs of Mumbai. Our institution was re-accredited by NAC in the third cycle with an A+ grade and an institutional score of 3.53, and autonomy was conferred on the college from the academic year 2019-20. We at Patkar College are constantly upgrading our courses and infrastructure to provide students with the best possible learning opportunities. In keeping in line with the vision and mission of our institution, for the holistic development of our students, various departments organize workshops, webinars, conferences, etc. And today, the Departments of Information Technology and Computer Science of our college have jointly organized this international webinar. I welcome our international speaker, Dr. Usman Zafar from UAE, and Yogesh Pingle sir from Vidyavardhini's College of Engineering and Technology for this webinar at our college. We thank the management of Patkar-Varde College, the president of Chikitsak Samuha, Shri Kishore Rangnekar, the vice president, Dr. Kiran Mangaonkar, the secretary of Chikitsak Samuha, Dr. G.V. Pandit, and our CEO, Dr. Mala Karkar, for their constant support and encouragement. I hope this webinar comes out with great deliberations and outcomes. Wishing you all the very best and great success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for the mentoring words. So let's now get to the event. We have two quizzes running for this event today, and for you, we have two of the most eminent people in the field to talk about the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things describes the physical objects with sensors, processing ability, software, and other technologies that connect and exchange the data. Now, I would like to introduce you all to our first speaker, Mr. Yogesh Pingle. Mr. Yogesh Pingle is a deputy HOD and assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering of Vidyavardhini's College of Engineering and Technology. Sir has also worked as a senior software programmer at Communication for Info and Tech. Sir is currently pursuing PhD in computer engineering. Sir has written many research papers. Sir has been awarded by IARDO Rising Star Awards in 2020 and as the best performer in the skill development. Mr. Yogesh Pingle has been selected as a session chairperson on special theme IoT for the IEEE International Conference held in March 2021. I would now request Sir to take over the session and give us a dose of stress management using music therapy. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir, you are clearly audible.
Okay. I'm just sharing the screen. Just tell me whether.
Sure.
I will stop my video so that there will not be any networking issue. 1 second. Can you see this?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Thank you. So let us start with this topic, a very interesting topic, as madam also just now talked. We have this music therapy and the IoT, the technology. How can we connect the IoT, Internet of Things, with the music therapy? So let me take one by one thing, and let us clear the idea about what is music therapy first. The second thing is hello. Yeah. Second thing is we will definitely see that how can we apply the IoT on it. Okay, so let us see what is the meaning of stress. All of us having some kind of stress, like the stress of work, or this it is also written, it's the feeling of emotional or physical tension, right? So we are having a lot of tensions in our life. So to reduce that tension, a lot of therapies are available, like yoga therapy, some meditation, and other the sessions you sit for listening some, like satsang, so-called satsang, like that. And the people are reducing their stress for by one and one thing. Now the major thing in this particular case is the work pressure, like the money matters, or some the children aspect, or some the other the colleagues, they are putting some of the kinds of stress and all these things. So these are the causes of stress. So now this stress is going to affect our body, right? So see, first of all, I'm telling you, even though our our we have to discuss about the technical things, but why how I am applying the IoT on music therapy. So before that, we must know what is the meaning of stress, and how it is going to affect, and what are the different types of music therapy, why music therapy is there, why we have to listen the music, and this music how it is going to affect our body. If the idea is clear, then we can talk about the how technology is going to apply for this music therapy. So this will be like very interesting part, but let us explore this particular world. So in the stress, if you see, then what happen, no, there is a cortisol, which is the level of cortisol, if it gets increased, right, then definitely there are some chronic disease that we are going to face. And what are the chronic disease? Something like, majority the people, they will have the diabetes, thyroid, or hypertension. So this type of chronic disease, majorly if you see the Indian crowd, then 60% population, they are diabetic. And there are again the types of diabetic also. You might be aware of, type 1, type 2. So if you say the type 1 is majority causes due to stress, right? So this is very this will become, the more and more dangerous for our health if we cannot control on our stress, right? And this is how you will do the relieve from your stress. You will play in the ground, you will do some exercise, you will meditate, right, or you will sleep or like that. And the main and very important thing, that you are going to listen to music. Now this music is very very important. And as we are also aware of our brain, how our brain is going to utilize your right brain and the left brain. So you can just, in the one part of brain is so much creative, so much creative. It is a right brain, and if you think about the left brain, then you can say the lot of reasons, analytic part, or the logic. And if you want to develop some logic, if you want to control, you have to do think about some scientific or realistic, then that left brain take into the picture. Now what happened, while having the control on the brain, there is no system in the world that you can control on your the brain. It is only one and one you people, one and you person. It depends upon each and each person, that he or she can able to control on their mind, right? Even though a lot of stress is there, how can you control on the mind? So that is a big theory behind it. One theory that I prefer is something called as Indian or Hindustani classical music. Now this thing is very very important. Why classical music? Why not Western classical music? Why not rock song? Why not Bollywood song, Hollywood song, right? And everyone listens to music. Everyone is having the earphone, and YouTube or lots of hangama.com and all other sites where the people are always listening to the music. Now see, look at, my dear friends, that the classical music, since ancient age in our India, the classical music is there. Now since ancient era means what? Let's say in 1600 century, from that era, right, the classical music, the people from that era, they have started to to listen to the music, or the music generated through some nature sound, natural sound. And now in 18th century, there were some the people in music industry, they actually defined the notes, particularly notes at that particular frequency for the music. And they have started, sa re ga ma pa dha ni. Always we are always knowing it. Everyone is knowing about this swar, or we are telling that these are the notes. Each note is having some frequency, right? So it is about the particular frequency, and between two notes like sa and re, there is a distance. Re and ga, there is a distance. Ga and ma. So always each, this is like the mathematical model, right? they are they have generated in 18th century. Just imagine, 18th century, 1800, right? In 18th century, the first organ came in the world in the Paris, right? There was some Alexander person, right, who manufactured first organ, and it depends upon that particular mathematical model. So even though we are talking about music and everything, everything is based on this mathematical model only. So if you are not knowing this mathematical model, if you are not knowing what is the accurate frequency for that particular note and so on and so forth, right? Definitely you cannot able to come to know what is the music. First of all, just listening to music is one aspect, and considering the scientific or the technicality of the music is other another kind. So I will never say that, to take a music therapy, you should know all these things. But definitely, if I want to apply the technology on the music part, I must know what is what is there inside the music. Means what is the mathematical model, what are the technical things, what are the minute details, why only this psi and ray, why the distance is only these two. So let's say my psi is at, I am listening to at some, let's say 10 hertz. Then at 12 hertz there is ray. At 14 hertz there is something like a g. For example, I am just telling for example. Obviously, these frequencies and everything is based on our first instrument in India, which were found and which were played by all these people called as Veena. And in that veena is having the the strings, and based on the strings the people played on that, and the frequency or that no note, right, it played on it. And depending upon that, they are having the distance, and they started to find it out, how this scale, that is saregama pada nisa, how this scale is being actually modeled. And based on this model the instrument came, like the organ, then the harmonium, then different, like even the based on these frequencies, other instruments like piano, keyboard, that has been also manufactured, and this has been accepted throughout the world. That model, that mathematical model has been accepted throughout the world, and this model is something called as equitempered scale. Equitempered scale means there are only 12 notes, 12 notes between sa and the last sa, that is sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. And these are the 7 notes plus there are 5 notes, right? Re ga dha ni and ma. So like this total, so total 12 notes equitempered scale has came up in the era of 18th century, and the people were started manufacturing different instruments. Now what happened, in India, if you know, the first the first instrument came called as flute, and this flute is manufactured from bamboo tree. So there is a tree of bamboo, and depending upon air, the frequencies has been, this has been, the instrument has been manufactured based on this natural swaras. Now, what is the meaning of equitempered scale and the natural swar? Natural swar and the note which we are talking about, right? Sa. Now, the Western sa and Indian sa. Let us consider this thing. The Western sa and Indian sa. Then, what is the difference? The main difference is this, that the swara, what the Indian people they have manufactured by having the air instrument. Now air instrument and string instrument like shehenai, flute, sitar, santur, all these are the Indian instruments. Whereas organ, keyboard, even our harmonium, right? These are the Western instruments, right? I myself is a harmonium player. I am harmonium visharad, and since 25 years I am in field of music, right? But these the instrument what we are I am talking about, the harmonium and all these are the Western based Western notes, that is equitempered scale. Now what happened, there is a minute difference between natural swar and equitempered swar, right? Now what happened, if you listen to if I ask you to listen to any Lata Mangeshkar song, and then definitely you will like it so much than any other else which is based on the equitempered scale note. you can able to you will enjoy the AR Rahman music, right, as well, because that music is based on our classical and natural swaras, right? So this why I'm talking about, because our body, our human body is having the resonant frequency inside it. Resonant frequency, हर एक human being के अंदर, each human body is having the resonant frequency. Let's say 10 hertz, 12 hertz, and so on and so forth. So if you see that, and if you compare it, then at that frequency only, listen if I listen to the particular music, right, the recommended music, I can say, then I can say that that music is going to affect to my body. Now why I have to listen to music? Because of, not music also, why I'm taking some of the therapy, like why I'm doing yoga, why I'm doing exercise, why I'm listening to music, why I'm sleeping, right, whatever it is, because our blood circulation inside the body from top to bottom should be in proper manner. Then we can say you are normal person, you are, you don't have any kind of disease and so on and so forth, right? That should happen, and for to regulate the blood circulation inside our body, we are trying to do all these kinds of therapy, right? And I am suggesting you to listen to classical music. Why? Because that is the reason that I just not told you, that the classical music is made up of the basic swaras. Now these basics are, then you might say, why the Hollywood song or Bollywood song, is it not depend upon that swara? Yes, it is also depend upon that swara, but the reason is that, there is no some rules and regulations to compose the music in case of Bollywood or Hollywood type of songs, but there are some rules and regulations while singing the classical music. Now what are the kind of rules, right? The rules are like this, that it's a combination of notes. So if I'm say that sare gama padani, these are the seven swaras, so instead of that, if I play sare gapa dasa sada pagaresa, only this swara if I make it, and if I totally if I compose the music based on only these swaras, then that is something called as raga. So what you are actually designing, you are designing something called as raga, and this raga based on these swaras, based on these frequency notes, which is very very important. And these notes are depending upon the the total timing. 24 hours we are having timing, right? So when we have to sing, when we have to listen the particular raga, at which time, during the day or night time or forenight or early in the morning, this thing is very very important, right? Because these natural frequency, or this the raga which is based on that particular swara, which are going to affect to my body. And inside body, what happened? Inside body we are got 7 chakras. So let's say if I'm having a thyroid, it is based on my, the throat, right? Throat is a location where my that chakra is present. So right, and if I listen the raga which is based on the pancham swar, like pa swar, then that is going to affect to my body. Now who says this? Whether I am saying or no, this has been already proved by raga chikitsa, that there is some chikitsa, right, where the people are recommended to that particular raga where you are going to listen, and what time you are going to listen. Now let's say if I'm a diabetic patient, then if I listen to, there is a rag called as Bhageshri. Now Bhageshri rag is also I am telling just telling the name of the raga. That raga is having something like the combination of notes, and these notes and the based on that particular notes, whatever composed music, if I listen, then definitely I can able to reduce the diabetes, right? Who has proved this? Again, the raga chikitsa. And the same thing, the many people, they are trying to put as a music therapist. There are some music therapists who are going to prove this. I am myself is a music therapist. There are a lot of therapists, music therapists, which are doing their practice throughout the world. Now what happened, India is having this particular culture, classical music culture, and other countries like Australia, Germany, New Zealand, whatever countries are other countries, they are doing the music therapy and they don't have this classical music base. They are giving the therapy to the human being based on the natural sound, based on the sound generated in the temples, like that. They are giving the therapy like based on that, right? But they don't have the part of classical music. And when our Indian Music Therapy Association or musicians from India, they are looking at the particular the people who are working abroad, why not we, why we cannot able to put our music to control on the stress? It's very very important to understand this domain. See, whenever I am doing whenever you are also doing any kind of project, it may be depend upon your agriculture or banking sector or whatever, using IoT, ML, or whatever, using our IT technologies, then I must focus on the domain. If I clear on the domain, and then if you apply whatever IoT or whatever stuff is there, definitely you can able to overcome on it. But let us first domain and then the technology. So that's why we are focusing on the domain. So classical domain is there, right? So now, just now I told you, there are some variations is going on in ancient age. We just listen, music benefits cows. Yes, then the music on children, music in temples. Do the plant response to vibrations? So it is proved scientifically. Yes, it has been proved. And in Netherlands, now I will talk about the technology. In Netherlands, the economic condition is based on the milk production, and they are having lot of the number of cows, and how the milk production is going to increase. So what they did, they just, the cows are listening to the music based on their resonant frequency. Now there is a question, how can I know what is the resonant frequency inside the body of the cows or the bodies of the human? And now, to go for this, now if I talk about, in IoT, the lot of sensors are available. The types of sensors, something called as biosensors, the sensors which are extrinsic and the sensors which are intrinsic. Intrinsic means the sensor which are inside the body, and outside the body. Outside the body, definitely the people, if you are wearing the wireless band, or whatever it is, it definitely going to cover your the other parts, like how much you are able to burning the calories and so on and so forth. Okay. But there are some intrinsic biosensor with the help of which you can able to control, or which you can able to see the parameters inside. So for diabetic, there is already insulin sensor is there. So it is going to see the insulin level of your body, if of your body. And if it is increase or decrease, at that time only the insulin injection get injected. And this is a use case in IoT field, in Internet of Things field. I will tell you in depth over there. But like, let us, how the music are affecting to all this everywhere, that is very very important. Now what happened, the misconceptions are there in music therapy. There are some misconceptions, right? So for example, the people are saying, if I don't have any kind of knowledge what you are talking about, the raga, the classical music, and so and so forth, but can I take music therapy? So the answer is yes. Even though you don't have the knowledge of this thing, what is raga and so on and so forth, but you can take the music therapy. It's the same thing. Like, I'm not knowing any kind of the medicine field. I am just knowing, what is paracetamol, what is this, what is that. And I know, if I'm having a headache, I will take that, right? How it affects to my body, how it is going to affect, and at how much time it is going to recover, what is the ingredients and everything. So I'm not bothering about it. I have to just take that tablet and do my recovery. On the same line, music therapy is also there. Music therapy based on the same topic, but there are some misconceptions. And one of the misconception is this only, that the people who are only in music, they are only going to take music therapy like that. No, the first misconception is this only. So, and the answer is that you should not require any kind of knowledge of music. Let's say you are not liking the music also, still also you can able to take music therapy. First one. Second one is, the people are saying, if I can able to sing the song, or if I'm a singer, or if I'm playing some instrument, then and then only I can able to take the music therapy, and I can overcome on my disease. No, this is also misconception, right? The third one is, that only certain type of music can be used to therapy. That means the one of the student may say, I like only Western classical, or I like only AR Rahman music. I am not liking any kind of music. So that is misconception. It is not like that, that you should you are going to listen only certain type of music, then only you can recover. That means if I am saying you have to bound with the classical music, then only you can able to make an overcome on therapy. That is also misconception. क्लासिकल म्यूजिक आता है यानी उसका राग एंड एवरीथिंग दैट देन ओनली यू कैन टेक. So it is not also like that. You can able to listen the some Bollywood song, or some what the song in your mother tongue, mother language. Suppose if I'm a Maharashtrian, I just love to listen the old song. Or let's say if I'm any North Indian, South Indian, any kind of, and I only love to listen to the songs which are my the written or lyrics are written in my mother tongue. That's fine, that's fine. But again, there is a therapy that which songs you are going to listen, and while listening, where you are going to concentrate, on rhythm, on word, or on what. That is something called music therapy, that I will tell you how to take the music therapy, right? And the last is misconception is what, listening to the radio or any music is a music therapy. That is also wrong. That means how, what you will say, while listening the music, I am working on the some, I am working in my office, I am while traveling in the train, or while traveling going here and there, then I will listen to the music and I will take a therapy. All these are misconceptions, right? So music therapy is doesn't, these are the misconception how you are going to overcome. That is very important, right? And now I will tell actually what is music therapy. Now if I say if anyone asks, what is music therapy, then it's like a spa for brain, right? It's a medium for positive change, how you can overcome your, or how you can reduce your negative thoughts, and how you can go for the positive one. That is music therapy. It's a evidence-based use of music interventions to accomplish individualized goals. It's not like that you are listening the music in a group, or let's say you are going in or listening for any kind of DJ or rock song or like that, right? You enjoyed that, and then you are saying, yes, I have taken music therapy and now I will recover. No, 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 no. That is also wrong misconception. It is not like that. You cannot take therapy in a group. It is individualized only, right? And obviously this music is to address the physical, emotional, cognitive, social, and spiritual needs of individuals. So again, you concentrate on yourself, you cannot concentrate on the others. One type of therapy that I will just tell you, that if I ask you, close your eyes and concentrate on the surrounding sounds, only surrounding sounds. You have to listen only surrounding sounds, and this you take therapy only 2 or 3 minutes. And our mind is so much creative, or so much thoughts is they are having. I cannot concentrate, right? I cannot able to concentrate only for 1 minute also, right? If I close the eyes, then another thoughts are coming, they will come into your mind, right? And now it is try to do, right? It is not one day job. The music therapy is not like one day job. It's a duration period. And how much duration? Again, there is not like infinite. You go on listening to it, and after 2 3 years you will get result. No, there is a particular time, and that time is 45 days only. 45 days only. Whatever therapy that I will tell you, if you take that therapy only for 45 days continuously and regularly, then definitely I will say, whatever the disease that you are facing, whatever problems inside your body you are facing, you will definitely overcome, right? So it is depends upon your physical, emotional. Now if I ask, let's say any song, if you listen, if any song you are listening, let's say, or or even though the previously, what if I ask you, write down or note down 5 songs which are you most like, which song you are mostly liking, that only you note. Then you note your most likely song. And then then next one I will say, the song which you hate, write down that song, right? And the song which are neutral for you, means just you are listening and you are going, so it is not going to affect anything. So there are 3 types of music, the songs which you like, you Bollywood, Hollywood, whatever it is, right? And after selecting the most likely songs, the selection of song is also very difficult. You try to do this exercise, right? While while listening this session also, you can able to do this exercise, or after this session, you will definitely get benefit of it. Just try to list out whatever songs you mostly like, whatever songs you hate, and whatever the songs you these are neutral. So whatever songs you mostly likely based song that you have selected, try to listen on their words, so that you do it for, let's say, 3 to 4 days, only words. And that word maybe, though it hate means that there might be chance, while listening to the while listening to the song, you may become emotional. And how much emotional, you may cry also, or you may become so much happy that you will become a mad person, right? It should not be like that, it should not happen like that, right? How much involvement to that song. And that's why the therapy says you should not go in like this trance mode, right? You should be emotional with that particular words, fine, but you should not go in, the like a very sad song, or in you are going in depression. So do you put that song in neutral, or you put that song in like hate song, hate list, you can say, not hit list, hate list. And you put the songs which are mostly like the likely song, you can say, it will give you the happiness, it will give you the happiness, your blood circulation inside your body, it will be so much active while listening to it, that you will feel that. And the feeling is only individual, you cannot feel in others body. If I am feeling that music, or if I am feeling that song, then I cannot feel that, I cannot see how much it is, how much the other person is going to feel that. Okay, it depends upon individual, right? And if you see the base, now if I'm saying what is the base, how, on what basis you are talking about, all these things. So this is the base. The base is this, that we are having the the sensors, biosensors. The first one is ear, right? The greatest 90% source of brain, like sensory energy, it is a form of electrical signals, right? Then you also know that we are having the brain cells, which are the interconnections, lot of brain cells. And now in the artificial, or in the computer terminology, we are talking about the neurons, how these neurons are, how much neurons complexity is there, how it is, they are interconnected. And that's why, we are also the people in IT, they are also talking about, the deep learning. The deep learning is nothing but what, it's nothing but, you are trying to extract the information based on these interconnected neurons. You are giving the input, give the input will come definitely from the sensory organs, right? The sensory organs are very important, and the 90% it is given. And this is the whatever I have written it on this slide, it is from the the science direct paper, which the researcher or the scientists, they have worked on it, and they are telling, obviously there can be a meditation medical people, they are also telling same thing. And what are the more connection inside our body, the higher intelligence, social and emotional skill, right? Whatever, this thing is there, but you have to the understand the sensory organ is the listening, like sensory energy, what we are talking about is the ear. And that's why listening the music, it's the main source. That's why we are talking about the music therapy like that. Okay, So if you see the, through the vagus nerve, inner eye connects to all these organs, right? Heart, lungs, stomach, liver, bladder, or kidneys and intestines, right? And this is what the listening ability or listening is very, very important. How much we have to listen, at what frequency we have to listen, what is our resonant frequency, at that frequency only we have to listen. And what you are going to listen means, now the thing is that, I am talking about, now I am focusing, and the people, I am forcing the people, instead of listening to the the Bollywood, Hollywood type of song, try to listen classical. Try to listen, I am saying, the people who are always already load in the classical, because there is again science, why classical is there, why classical came in the world, you can say. Even though it's a Western classical, why they came, because because they are depend upon the certain notes. And Bollywood song, yes, it also depends upon notes, but the combination and regulation is not over there. Rules and regulations to compose the Bollywood song, it depends upon how you are liking. It is not depend upon what is the rules and regulation of classical music or raga. And that's why if you try to listen, AR Rahman music, why? Because AR Rahman is focusing to compose the music based on classical. It may be South Indian classical, North Indian classical, or overall Hindustani classical music. And that's why we liked, right? We always love to listen to AR Rahman music song, even though we are talking about Bollywood, because it depends upon the classical, right? Okay, as I just now told you this thing, same thing. The advantages, obviously, I have told you, the music is a harmonious vibration of sound waves, and that is influenced to body and mind, right? And also, obviously, it is used to create the harmony, peaceful state, right? Now, if I talk about now the today's world, the people, the students, or the people, or the the children, right, who are, right, who are having some disability, or for example they are mentally disturbed. And now what the neurologists are doing, neurologists are taking their EEG waves. And what are the EEG waves are there, we will look at, how the EEG sensor is going to help us in case of IoT, and in using EEG sensor while listening to the particular song at remote place. I should able to come to know what is your EEG waves, what are your EEG waves, whether you are in theta, where I'm getting your theta waves, alpha waves, beta waves, or delta waves. If let's say if I'm getting your delta waves, then definitely anyone or medical person will tell you go in the trance mode, you go in the trance mode, you go in the deep sleep while listening also, if I'm getting that type of waves. So the general thing is, your waves should be from alpha to beta, beta to theta, theta to delta, like that. This cycle must be over there. If I'm getting that particular regular cycle, then I can say that person, while listening the music, it is in the he is a normal person, he is a normal person, and he is enjoying. Now, enjoying, what is the meaning of enjoying in scientific manner? I don't have the enjoyment measurement in pathology also. I don't have the stress measurement in pathology also. They are having some stress test, they are having some other test, and based on that stress, the doctors are also saying, yes, because of your stress it is there. But you nobody can say what is the stress level that you are having now at this moment. So no pathology test is there, no enjoyment parameter is there. But the reflection of this enjoyment and the other this stress, it depends upon your behavior, how you are behaving, right? It may be the psychological your behavior, that's why the people, they are doing the study on human behavior, right? The study they are doing on activities of the living beings, the functions which are dealing with that. Okay, so that is what is very, very important. Okay, and now in 1989, Kenneth Bruskia. So this is the scientist who has defined the music therapy, and he has written it a scientific manner, the systematic process of intervention where the therapist helps the client to achieve health using the musical experiences and the relationship that develop through them as dynamic forces of change. And this is, you can say, this is the scientific definition, right, which has been published in 1989. The scientist was Kenneth, right? And whatever we have just now discussed based on these the parameter of music, the same thing is over here. But you can say this Kenneth is also from outside India, but again, in India, that from ancient age, again I'm talking about 16th century, like Ramayana, Mahabharata, at that time, or at that time the people are listening the music. And there were no medical situation like previous in that, in those areas, right? In those era, the people just listening to music or doing some exercise, and these people, and they are overcoming their stress level, or they are the fever was there, let's say. So where are the medicine medical fields and the injection? At that time nothing were there, but the people try to do this. And it is written in all the different Asian books. If you read the books previous, the Asian books, that in that particular, in those books, it is clear cut written. The people were overcoming this particular disease based on while listening the music, right? And nowadays also, nowadays in where the college where I'm working, the students are focused, their students are specifically are undergoing a lot of stress. The students may go in depression while during the exam, or or whatever, at whatever period is there, their relationship with their parents and everything. Okay, so how to overcome on it? So I always say to students, so listen to this particular raga. Now this is like, the doctor is giving you the name of the medicine, and you have to take it per night, or each night you have to take that particular medicine. So like this, if I'm giving the students, listen rag bhairavi at during your sleep for 20 minutes or only 15 minutes. And I always recommended to focus on instrument. And I always say, do not listen to any song, also listen to the instrument, right? Because it may happen that the song में कुछ माँ नाम का word है, और ऐसा कुछ तो word है, where you are becoming so much emotional that instead of listening the therapy, you may go in another, any kind of other stress, right? So this should not happen. That's why there is one more recommendation is this, that you have to listen the particular instrument. Now instrument are so much instrument. If you listen the flute, right? If you are becoming the happy, already you are happy and you are listening to it, then it depends upon your emotional. If you are emotional, if you are already sad and this thing, so I will never prefer to listen directly to flute. I will try to, you should try to listen to like string instrument, like satar or santur, right? Like that, or you may go listen to violin. So violin, if you listen, it like the emotion becomes your sad or like that, If you want to be a happier on other side, though, always you have to listen to the flute, like that. And these are the Indian instrument, by the way. And see this, now I will tell you the ragas and timings. As I know, as you know that the whole 24 hours chakra, you can say, or 24 hours cycle, then it is divided into 8 beats. Now 8 beats means what? The each beat is of 3 hours. So let's say from 7 to 10, morning 7 to 10, then 10 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 7, right? So this is like, it depends upon the nature also. This is not what I'm saying, it is already been proved, right? So 7 to 10, it's early morning, like that, 10 to 1, then 1 to 4, and again morning 4 to 7, early dawn, right? So that is the late night. So these are something called as prahar. These are something called as prahar in musical terminology. In English you will say beats, 8 beats, or in Indian music you will say prahar. And whatever mathematical model I have told you, right, is this, right? And everybody knows, everybody is listening to music, everybody is watching some like Indian Idol shows, or whatever the other orchestra or like that, you see piano, keyboard, organs, harmoniums, accordions. So they use 12 equitempered scale, which I have just discussed at my beginning. And that is something called as octave or saptak. And if you see the frequency is basically like this, and the distance between sa means shadja, sa means shadja. Then there are two types of ray, that is komal and shuddha, then ga, then ma, then pa, then dha, ni, and upper sa, you can say. So if I start with zero distance, then I will reach with 100. If I start with 100 hertz, then I will complete it 1200 hertz, like double the frequency, the upper side double, at the double frequency. And these are something called as unnatural swaras, unnatural, right? Our flute, shehnai, or other string instrument, they are using the natural swaras, and natural swaras has got some minute difference. Like let's say our komal ray is at 105 dot so and so value hertz, then our natural komal ray it 107 or 106, and that is also mathematical model is also there. This is a method, this is the direct model, where you can see there are two types of sa, right? Like lower frequency is 100 hertz, right? Like here you can see sa is at what, 100 hertz, assume. Then my there is one more sa, if you just put it a sharp sa means thoda higher note, in minute higher note it is called as, then you will get the frequency as 100.1 to 125 hertz. Just see the difference, 0.125. But now if I take this, pick up this minute swaras, and if I now sing the song based on this minute swaras, then you will find it so much better than this equitempered scale, right? And why these are 22 shrutis, 22 swaras are there, 22 swaras. Just see, we are, why we are liking the Lata Mangeshkar song, right? Why we are liking the Lata Mangeshkar song? Because only one reason, they hamesha all musicians they are saying, 22 swar, 22 natural or 22 natural swaras are reside in the no the vocal the throat of the Lata Mangeshkar. 22 स्वरों का न्यास है उनके गले में, लता मंगेशकर के गले में, and that's why you can listen that particular the song very nicely, and it will directly touch to your heart. Means what? It will directly affect to your resonant frequency inside the body. That is a technicalness. I'm giving you the two aspect. One is from singer point or music point of view, and another one is the technical point of view or scientifically point of view, right? So this is the model, who has given this model, who has proved this model. So there is one person called as the name is Dr. Vidyadhar Oak. He did the research on these 22 shrutis, and he designed first harmonium in the world, I can say in the world, which based on the 22 shrutis, यानी सारे गम पदनी और जो 12 नोट्स का जो ये था, 12 नोट्स का अभी भी है, यानी if you go on purchasing this harmonium or keyboard now, synthesizer in the shop, then it is based on this 12 equitempered only. But if you go in that to purchase the harmonium from that person, then you will find out there are 22 swaras, right? And whatever song you just make a note of it, and if if you let's say if you are learned how to play the harmonium, how to play the so and so forth, and if you try to put that song or try to use this natural swara, then definitely you will say yes, it is going to affect to my body. I am very much happier to listen to natural swaras than equitempered scale, and that is very very important, right? And you can just see how it is perfect and imperfect. If I'm using natural swar and I'm using this particular raga, for example, these are the name of the ragas. If you are aware of or not aware of, forget it. But there are some name of the raga, like rag bihag is there. And if I'm using natural swara, so and if I'm using natural swara, it is perfect harmony. You will get perfect harmony. But just see, if I'm using equitempered, I am getting 0.99% difference, and it is which is actually imperfect, and that's why I'm saying, the classical music, why we have to listen to classical music, because if you listen the classical music and if you use these 22 shrutis, it is going to directly affect to the resonant frequency of your body, right? And whatever the IoT that I am getting, I will attach the sensors to your body, and I am getting what I want, your EEG sensor, EEG waves, or your heart rate, your SpO2, whatever, and based on that I'm going to do some analytics, right? That I will get it, which will